Under my feet. darkest night, Selassie is the light. Lost and see. Honestly, in the darkest night. Please know me, darkest night. Selassie is my light. I'm a star. Who got a young man up and pipe on? Program. Who in pharmacy don't want to fight money? Who them a program? I said, who is the Babylon was falling. Oh, yeah. The fire was falling. Just when they falling, that's we never want them. Oh, hey, but they go up on the ring. Try what they want and they put you back in. Hey, who not hear them about me? That's the young machine. So they don't stop it. Them guys on. Shasha morning, I will be up the land. Hey, tell me words that I got you. See what them do and that really never suit me. Hey, them not even know the root. Africans and then I don't. Goddamn iPhone. and don't care who living in your house, so them friends, so they know that's why you should have this up. Where you get,
Ndoke bintu drama benyari. Racing for greatness. Tell them. Yeah, you are a queen.
I'm so proud to be your queen. You bring our dreams into reality. And now you are my shining star. Yes, you are. Stay together, stay together. Girl, we are I'm so proud that you're my king. And now you are my shining Make my dreams into reality. And I'm so proud that you're my king. Bring our dreams into reality. Now you are my shining star. Stay together, stay together.
Hallelujah. Moving. Moving. Pick up, mama, time, pick it up. Full of size, pick it up, full of life. I pick it up, and the wisdom that ran in the mountains. But the child is the best friend I'm on. Everybody wanna be like me. Something sweet. Nothing good to say about you. Na 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 yeah. Been critical. Na 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 yeah. Big up Nakiva Emo. Big up Modus Awane. Emzan. Respect, bro. Na 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 yeah. Do you remember Black Tuesday. Do you remember Black Friday? Again, I come to the Do you remember Black Tuesday? Do you remember? Do you remember Black Tuesday? You remember Black Tuesday? Do you remember Black Friday?
Wow, 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 wow. What a song. What a song. Whoa, pop, 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 pop. What a song. Good evening. Salaam alaikum. Nangen def. Ono jara matanala emong. How are you doing? Albenyadi, Al Nimbara. Well, I was just planning to only play music because normally I should have brother Bubakar Factos Jabi on this platform, but I forget to update in the day because I was not home and I was not active on like on Facebook on like that. I should have update that brother Factos called me in the morning that he got call from work that he have to back to work for a colleague who could not make it. So brother Factos was to work till 10 o'clock Belgium time. That is 9 o'clock in the Gambia. So that's mean he will be late at home. But so I decide, because I did not update that brother Factos will not make it, so I'll just continue and come and play some music, because it's Saturday and we in Europe here we cannot do nothing, we all can only stay home. So that's why I said, what, I will come and just play some music. But after listening to Nasio now, his song, Do You Remember Black Tuesday and Black Friday? In the song, bro, this artist is singing about police brutality against Rastaman. He say Rastaman, but if he was talking just about police brutality and killing of innocent people. So with that song, my mind goes to what is happening in Uganda now. With police brutality also in Uganda, in Guinea Conakry. Our politics, is so dirty. We don't know what is going on because those who our prophets become evil. If you look at I one day I was at work, I was having this conversation with a colleague. He's from Belgium here. He's, if I say Belgium, from Belgium here, he's a European. We are talking about, he say, Bubakar, Bubakar, Africa is so rich, with mineral resources, but still people live under poverty. What is the problem? The conversation start like that. So we started talking about bad governance, lack of rule of law, people, and lack of good political agendas, good politicians. If you look at for me, what I was trying to explain him why Africa is on that like the same situation, how it is. So the African politics is so sad. It is a capitalist, mental minded people who are running Africa. All these politicians in Africa, majority 99.9 of them are all capitalists. They are there for themselves. This is what he after say to me. I say, Africa is run by capitalist minded people, and and big these industrial lobbyists are corrupting them, like all these major European and American factories, Chinese now, and all those people, Russians, they bring a lot of wealth, into the African continent, and then they pass through politicians, like people who are on power, to get to these mineral resources. And these politicians, they get so corrupt that, imagine somebody like, let's say somebody like me who come from a struggling family, he never know any other kind of job, and then just one day get into office, started enjoying this fancy lifestyle. This industrial lobbyists, these big companies that lobby, like let's say these companies from China, from Europe, from America, they come with huge wealth. They corrupt these politicians. And politicians also go in the name of the population. They go for power. They go to take loans and all those things to come, and then they will not bring it into the society. Let me tell you, I will give you examples of opposition politicians who were like let's say they were prophets, like they are angels before, and now they become so dictatorial. They become the devil. You know, look at what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire. Look at what happened in Guinea. What is happening in Guinea Conakry? You know, Alpha Conde was in before before Lassana Conte. Alpha Conde was an opposition leader. Alpha Conde suffered a lot on the opposition, you know, teaching about bringing changes, uniting the country, and all those things, you know. But when Alpha Conde, you know, get the power to get to power, he forget about his suffering, you know, how he used to suffer in opposition, you know, how he even up to there was a stage even he was like leading a uprising, like, you know, when he was in the opposition, you know, he wanted to like he was leading an uprising, you know. When Alpha Conde come to power, when he won election, he come to power, he become something else. He becomes something else. Nobody can, you know. And look at also in Cote d'Ivoire, what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire now with Alassane Ouattara. Look what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire with Alassane Ouattara. Alassane Ouattara, you know, Cote d'Ivoire went to war because of Alassane Ouattara. A country went to war because of that man, you know. And you know, he, after all, when he come to power, my bro, he forget about all those things. What happened? Now he's thinking only about him, because he think it's all, everything is about him, not any other person now. You know, it is all centered to that individual. Look at what is happening in Uganda with Museveni. You know what Museveni used to teach all these years, and what is happening now in Uganda. You know, they are killing people, rampant corruption. That man stayed in power. Now he's almost 80 something years. I'm not saying if you are older you cannot run a country. You cannot. No, I did not say that. But you know, it is believed, you know, at his age he should be a statesman now. You know, arresting a young man like brother Bobby Wine, you know, arresting opposition leader, harassing people, you know. When they arrest Bobby Wine now, more than 30 people died because of that. Mr. Museveni forget everything. What is about what he was teaching, you know, trying all. Now it's all about Mr. Museveni. Let's before I go further, let me give you the past before Macky Sall won election. You know, before Macky Sall, look at Abdoulaye Wade, what he was trying to bring into Senegal. You know, when Abdoulaye Wade was in the opposition, he was talking about changes, you know. But when Abdoulaye Wade come to power, he forget it becomes only about him and all those around him. Yes, he was working, but it came up to a moment it's like he was trying to, you know, impose monarchy into that country, something like that, you know. But here is the problem about African politics. You know, it have to start from the grassroots. When I say from the grassroots, is from the how political parties are formed. What are the rules and regulations? What is governing those political parties? What are their party plans and all those things? Because if you look at majority of these political parties, you know, it's not political parties even, like, you know, like the honorable the Professor Lumumba, you know, PLMO Lumumba, you know him, this preacher, you know, he Pan-Africanist. He even came to Gambia. So he was talking about, you know, type of political parties in Africa. He was saying he mentioned certain parties he believed they are political parties. He is right. Most of our in our Africa, if I Bubakar want to form a political party, I just create a political party. If I can afford the funding to register the party and go corrupt people, you know, find like let's say in the Gambia you need some certain kind of signatures from people, number of signatures and vote people who have voters card who are eligible to vote, you know, a certain number and an amount of money, you know, and some background checking to be able to establish a political party. So it becomes about me. It's not the movement, you know. It have to start from the grassroots. This is what I believe. That's why we have when people come, they take over power. They have power. They are, you know, they form a political party. Their political parties, you cannot know what they want to do, you know, because it's all about one person or a group of people, you know. When these people come to power, it will be about them too, because what they will do is they go out there like Bounty Killer was saying, what politicians do to win votes, you know. So when they come to power, they do everything to get to have authority, and they use force. You know, they use the military because let's say look at what happened with Yahya Jammeh and the junta when they took over power in 1994. They were talking about changes. This is the same thing. All these politicians in Guinea Conakry, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Uganda, in Rwanda, sorry, I cannot say because those people, they are doing good. Paul Kagame is doing good there, you know, but he also has to leave, you know, one day because he cannot stay as a leader forever. But what I'm saying is, it have to start from the grassroots. You know, political parties have to be the changes have to start from the political parties. Because if political parties are formed based or centered on one person or a group of people, those people will be only be safeguarding their own interests. You know, if you look at in Europe here, parties parties are formed and they make regulations that govern those parties. You know, and they can hold accountable of anybody who is speaking or stand or representing those parties from the grassroots, even people who are. But in Africa, the political leader of a party become the head of the party. He most of the time he decide for the party without any census of the majority of people who are supporting that party, who are, let's say, militants of all those parties. This is why we have them when they come to power, they become dictators, you know, and everything is about them and those around them. They forget the masses, the people who put them to power, because power belongs to the people. That is what they said. But this thing, they take power. The only time they know power belongs to the people is when it comes to election. You know, you hear them talk about democracy. There is no democracy in all these capitalist countries. In Africa, is all our democracy is centered on the capitalism. It's all about certain people. It's what they can have. You know, a few number of people are ruling the masses. You know, in Europe here also you have these capitalist minded people. Like in Belgium here also, you know, it's all about the big names companies, and big companies are running the affairs of the state, you know, because they have the money, they can lobby, you know. You have most of these politicians, they are affiliated with major companies, you can know, you know, and people in power here also. Because if you are in Europe here, if you follow politics much, you see that, you know, you see that the same capitalists because they cannot do much here because they are rule of law here. But in Africa, there is much, you know, poverty. There are most of the people who, there is no structured social system. You know, people from somebody who is from a poor person from who doesn't have nothing, he who don't have even a well, a good job, can some one day in 2-3 days in 2 years can become a minister or a president. So those people, their mindset, many of those people can be easily be corrupted. So I think to avoid people like Alassane Ouattara, to avoid people like the Alpha Conde in Guinea Conakry or Museveni in Uganda, and all these other politicians from the Gambia and all the Yaya Jammehs, the Ablai Wadas. I think it's time to educate our people. The people have to know what is politics, because you hear them say, no, politics is waste of time, is good, not good. But every day your life is run by politicians, people who are active in politics. But if you don't know that, you have problem, my brothers and sisters. So like Nasio was saying, police brutality and all these things, you see what happened in Guinea Conakry. They use tribal line, into politics. That is even very sad to know. If you know the history of the current president in Guinea Conakry, Alpha Conde, and if you look at what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire, you know what about Alassane Ouattara, somebody who a full country, have a lot of difficulties because of him, and now he want to just extend his mandate. We have to have strong laws from grassroots, from the political parties, to the National Assembly. People have to start questioning, have to make sure their lives and their rights are guaranteed, are protected from the political party to the national level. You have to know which kind of politicians you bring on power. There's one day I even was having this joke with one of my friends. I say I think Gambia should introduce, or African countries should introduce, is like, you before somebody become can run for a president in the Gambia or anywhere, the person have to first govern one of the regions, have to run for election, like what happened in the area council and all mayoral thing. We know which kind of people we are putting into the national highest office. Let's say the brother Bensouda in KMC, and brother Fode Danjo in Basse, and all other people who are running, regional head office. We see their work. We know what they are capable of. Or people who manned higher functions like ministerial functions, or managing director. We know them. We know their portfolio, but not only a layman like that, who we don't know even what your capacity, what you are able, what you can, if you can govern even a house, than in the state. So I was having that joke with a friend, but I think that for me that make logic, because maybe then we will avoid having problems of this kind of problems. The likes of Alpha Conde, the like of other African capitalist minded leaders, because Africa is rich, but very few are enjoying it, because the big lobby companies, if you don't know, you hear people complaining in the Gambia about the fisheries. Those Chinese who are coming to fish in the Gambia, they don't just pack their things one day and come to Gambia and fish like that. They pass through ministerial and all those bureaucracies before they get their lancing to fish in the Gambia, or to establish a company in the Gambia. Or any other international organization that or company that is coming to have business or do something in the Gambia. They pass through a lobby. They pass through government and all those things to be able to do all those things they are doing in the country. So you don't have to blame those people. You have to watch out with people who you are giving power to give authority, those kind of authority. then you know who to blame. Because if the Chinese in the Gambia are coming to, fish like that and dumping, making all those damages in our coastal area, and still they are still doing it, do you think, where do they get that authority from? Why do you think that is possible? If a company like any other company or anything, or do you think if there is a correct rule of law, if you think if a policeman harass anybody on the street, he or she know that, a policewoman or a policeman know that, when when I report his case to the police station, or if I can go to court with him, he will think twice before he do anything wrong to me. But it have to start from grassroots. So this is what I was talking to the about. I told that brother, I said to him, listen, the African problems is just like in Europe here too. It's just Europe here is, they are established. The African problems is all these dictators, all these capitalist minded leaders. The same lobbies who are lobbying in governments here, they are the one lobbying in Africa. But in Africa, it costs them less. If you think about in Guinea Conakry, all the riches and the wealth they have in that land, and still that land, you see how it is so sad. And you have leaders who were opposition leaders, who were in the opposition before they take power, before they come to power. But they come to power, they become that which they were against him, that which they were fighting against. It's the same thing in Guinea Conakry, in Uganda, in Cote d'Ivoire, in other countries where leaders come to, where in the opposition, when they get power, they get the chance to come to office, they become that which they were against. But we have to start scrutinizing this kind of people from grassroots. The kind of political parties that are formed, which kind of programs and laws are they implementing in those political parties? What are their mandates? What they want to do, and how are they going to do that? Not only on paper, but it have to be on theory too. Like, you have to see if they are practicing those things. If they are practicing what they are preaching, because if, like, I cannot just understand a leader like Alpha Conde or Alassane Ouattara, people who suffer so much under opposition, when they were opposing in the opposing side, they come into power, and now people have to die because of their self-centeredness, their selfish interest. What do you think is the problem there? This capitalist mindset, because they're only thinking of what they could have, or what they are thinking of the danger that if they leave office, all the corruption, all the damages that they make behind. Like Yahya Jammeh could kill anybody who he think is a threat. Why do you think Yahya Jammeh could reach to that stage? Because Yahya Jammeh had a capitalist mindset. Everything he want to have, everything beautiful. He want to have the best thing in anything in the Gambia that is nicest or the best is for him. He have to have it first before somebody. We hear about he seizing companies of people or material. People bring materials into the country and he take them away from them. So you think this is the capitalist mindset? People who are so focused on materialistic, in the materialistic world, they don't even see the problem of the people around them. So this is why I said that. I said the problem here, I get this. I was just to play music, but when I play this song from Nasio, when Nasio is talking about this thing, when Nasio was talking about the the police brutality, I think about what happened in Uganda. 30 people killed between 3 days because of they arrest a presidential candidate. Imagine that. Somebody who is already registered and accepted to run for president. And you, because you are still having power, you are in power, you using the forces of the military or the police, to go against those people, bringing harm to those people, So it's so unfortunate to sometimes you sit down here, you talk with Europeans, people, you talk to them about the problem of Africa and all those things. What is happening in Africa, the condition of Africa, why Africa is like that. But if you don't know what is going on, you cannot even explain. If you look at what our young people in Africa are facing, and you imagine you hear all the oil, all these mineral resources that they use in the West, in America, and all those in China, in Asia, it's all coming from Africa. You look at how these continents, they are big companies, these big lobby clubs, companies, capitalist minded, capitalists, they are doing in Africa. They go there to make profit, So it is so sad. It is so sad to see in Gambia we face that. We see what Yahya Jammeh did. It could be like that also if people don't. Somebody can be like that too. Any of these leaders who were yearning for office now, they can turn to Yahya Jammeh, because you know why? The people who are giving them power, they only see those people, or only one person. Because like now, many people will be only thinking about Adama Barrow, President Adama Barrow, or the opposition, Usainu Dabo. People talk about individuals. You hear all the social media problems, people tarnishing image of people, or you hear people talking politics, they're only talking about individuals, individual. No policies, They will tell you Adama Barrow is not doing anything good, but they cannot tell you what is he doing wrong, and if they are in office, how will they correct that? They cannot. Many of these people, their agendas are on to win votes and come in office, and then they start lobbying. They start scratching things, from scratch, starting to find solutions. So I think that was what I get inspiration. I was just to play music. I did not want to say much, but after playing this song and hearing Nasio talking about police brutality, and you see what happening in Guinea-Conakry, you see what happened in Uganda, with brother Bobby Wine, and what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire. So if you are following Guinea-Conakry politics like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know about Alpha Conde. Alpha Conde was, the likes of the former president, Conde and even Musa Dadis, they see Alpha Conde as a rebel. He suffered a lot, but he became that which he was fighting against. It's too sad. You look at in Cote d'Ivoire also with Alassane Ouattara, somebody who was so respected, and now all he's thinking about is to how long he can stay in power. Museveni also is the same. He doesn't care how many people will die. The only thing he's thinking about is him and those around him, how long he can stay in power. The president of the Gambia also could be that. You have to know what is going on. It's up to you, because we've seen that in Senegal too. You know, there is Abla Wada wanted to do that. He even once say, his son, he wanted to bring, like, he wanted his son to replace him. This is kind of things you have to know. You have to tell the people around you. Teach your children, teach your younger brothers, make them aware of politics. Tell them about politics. Don't tell them that politics is not good, because their life is with politicians. Let me not fool you that even you go into pray, you see, you believe in God, you want to go to pray. Believe me, the politicians, greedy politicians, and and capitalist politicians, they can deny you that right. Freedom of express, like worship. They can do that. Look what is happening in Guinea Conakry. We see videos of people who are trying to go to the mosques. They meet with military men, paramilitary, and police. They beat them almost to death. People cannot go to the mosques. You think, we here in the Gambia, where Yaya Jammeh, before he closed mosques, he arrests some imams, and you still think politics is bad. Don't tell your people. Start with you. Be aware of the politicians. Which kind of politicians are coming around you? What kind of policies they have that includes you? Watch out what they are doing. Or else tomorrow you will be the same. You will be complaining too, like you are complaining now. Because a lot of these politicians in Africa, they become that which they were against. This is a reality. I'm not fooling you. Just watch out. Just look around you. I just give you some examples. But look at the whole of Africa. This is just was like, I say this, I took this topic because I get this inspiration from this song. And I remember I was having a discussion with a colleague at work about African politics, because his question was, why is Africa, so rich and still so poor? He said, why do leaders come and they don't want to leave? I told him, I say it's the West, and in China and America, these lobby groups, the big lobby groups, they come, they don't want to go. You understand? So it's the same thing they are doing in Africa. In the same thing they are doing in Africa is what they are doing in Europe. It's just that it costs them less in Africa than in Europe, because in Europe they have to be so careful, or in America, because it can land them to prison. But in Africa, corruption, bribery and corruption is rampant everywhere. So it costs them less, and they don't have to make so much effort. Look at all these oil companies. Look at what is happening. Even I forget in Nigeria also with Buhari, and what is happening there. This police brutality in Nigeria. It's the same, brother and sisters. But people will tell you, don't talk about politics. Yeah, politics, yani, politics, bahut, politics, lolu, lige politician. Like, who is politician? Who is the politician? You are the politician. Because when it comes to vote, they will come to you, to go and vote. They will come and convince you in any means to put them into power. So be aware of the politicians. Watch out those who put into power, if you want to have your problem solved. Because most of them become that which they were against. That's all I have to say. And we have to condemn police brutality in any means. Before I will give you, when this boy Ali Baba, Killer Ace, when he was having problem with this police, this anti-crime, they call them anti-crime, I think, in the Gambia. He was bringing out realities about police brutality in the Gambia. But people took Ali Baba like, Killer Ace, they took him like, he's a rapper, he just want attention and all those things. But Killer Ace would go out and speak about irregularities that he saw, and he come into trouble with the police. Killer Ace come here, he was talking about Gorgon Bob. He was the first person who was talking about Gorgon Bob. Now in the TRRC, I see a lot of people are showing about his cruelty in the Gambia, but people never allowed it, never supported Killer Ace. But when people are talking about bad things or corruption or things that are bad happening in the state, and you fold your hands like that and keep quiet and look at them, tomorrow you might be a victim. That's all I have to say. Watch out and don't keep quiet, because the politicians are you, and they can become that which they are against. They can tell you today this, tomorrow they become something else, because you know what, they don't have the plans. It's not from grassroots. All these political parties, like Mr. Professor Lumumba said, they are all not, they are all Terika force. They are all associations. Because when they come to power, it's all about them. Just look at what happened in the transition. It's an example. You know, because the realistic politicians, they march out. They were not among them, because that is not what they stand for. But the rest is about them. We suffer here. We suffer more here. We suffer the blah blah. Every political party is trying to see what they can have, how better they can have, how much they can have. It is not far. The reality is not far. You just have to look. You just have to open your eyes. You will see it. The reality, the truth is not far. It is there in the corner. Just watch out. You will see it all around you. So that was it. I on Brother Factors could not make it because he have to work. So I respect that. He called me since in the morning. He told me about it, but I did not update to say that he will not come. But I choose to come and play some music. But when this song play, I have an inspiration to speak. So, and it's called Open Conversation. I make this platform to speak my mind. So this is one of it. So I will play some songs because it's Saturday. I am home. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Fire!
Okay. De-stress. De-stress.
sa jacket bi dafa foni sax mel ni
When them talk of the thing, then just to mash up your life and give your body name. Them take you away from
that's what they do. So many names. Wala yo tamit wax nga loo wax naka yogurt dëgër na de. Hypocrites. It's a table we have. Madar Boya. Madar Boya nakaw. Nakaw ano action. No, woman no cry.
over you. Better that I was. That I was. But it needs to be this way. But it needs to be this way.
Wala na stone. So, ayaw mo nilo pe cha.
I no longer run.
Pumpkin, some of rocks disappearing all in the mountain top. The man done to the place we are wiki, put the man to the ear, to the pumpkin. Yes, the man done to the place we are wiki, put the man to the ear, to the pumpkin. Who the thing about is the thing on me. I think it's a little bit on me.
Mane. Have a good night, man. Respect everybody. Have a good night.